I encourage anyone who's really bored out there and for something to do is kind of hit a wall with like all the things to look up and on the web or all the whoever it is you live with. If you're sick of them, I encourage you to go check out my friend Nathan Moore. That's Moore on Facebook. He's been preparing for this his whole life. He's set up in his basement. He's been on quarantine for about 15 years. We're all amateurs compared to him. Lots of interesting stuff going on his site. He's got multi cameras. He's got people sitting in with him, guests. Anyway, Nathan Moore, musician. You'll probably find him through our site.
Thank you, Bradley. That was very sweet of him to do. And what a cool stream he did today. Getting some stuff figured out up there in Canada. I wonder, they're going through it too. You don't hear much about we have so much going on around us that it's hard to keep in touch with how much of the world is impacted by this. It's crazy. Wasn't it nice? Good to see you guys. Oh, one of my new favorite things to do is come up with the titles for these shows all of a sudden. I'm like, oh, right, I got to put something in this field. What should it be? So what did I just think of? I can't even see it on there. What is tonight's show called? Just 30 seconds ago, I was proud of myself. Now I can't even remember the accomplishment. But of course, it's called. Oh, ouch! Ouch! All right, how many licks does it take? Oh man, well. Boy, I really that was a pretty good setup for a joke that you haven't even begun to knock down, Nathan. Way to go, dude. Wow. Really stepping up to the plate today like a Babe Ruth, huh? Like the candy bar. If you saw a UFO, what would you do? What if it appeared only to you? Would you let everybody know, or would you just let it go? What if the alien was a girl that gave you a message for the world? Would you let everybody know, or would you just let it go? What if no one would believe? How would it feel to see men say, knowing what you saw, plain as day? Now what if the voice of God spoke right to you, right out loud? Would you let everybody know, or would you just let it go? What if God gave you the word, gave you a message for the world? Would you let everybody know, or would you just let it go? What if no one would believe? How would it feel to see men say, knowing what you heard, plain as day? Oh, wrong harmonica. I see what you did there. I like how I can blame my own mistakes on God. Ah, you little trickster. Although I do think it was you that broke my kick drum during that webcast the other night. Thank you for that. Really, props. If you saw a miracle, what would you do? What if the miracle was you? Would you let everybody know, or would you just let it go? I know. What if no one would believe? How would it feel to see men say, knowing what you are? What if no one would believe? How would it feel to see men say, knowing what you are? Plain as day. That's a new version of that I've been working on for a while. I still can't figure out exactly how to sing The Plain as Day. I feel like there's some way. That was a little bit different at the beginning. I sort of liked that. I can't wait to hear it back to see what I really think. There's some way to really sell that moment. I don't know if it. I feel the same way about my new song Ramblin' Man. Or used to be a Ramblin' Man. I don't know where the parentheses go in that in that one. Maybe around just the word be. But even that one too, I just feel like, I don't know if it's like a production moment on like a record where that's when something happens that really just sells it. It's something you just want to hear again and again, or if it's a way to sing it. I ended up with Ramblin' Man, like trying a couple of takes where I go low, but plain as day. And it could be like, I don't know, if I was Brad, I think I would do something really cool on the guitar, but I'm not. My hand hurts, and I can just ham this thing. I'm just a conductor here. I'm just wailing, just conducting. And then the comes in, and the drums and the bars and the choir goes, oh. Reached out to Sam Chase today about the light. I was like, you got to help me with my light. I don't really understand. Light is such an interesting thing. And I reached out to Sam Chase because he's probably the friend I know that knows the most about light. And he was like, man, the last guy I worked with was just knew so much about light. And that he was just incredibly humbled. So like we had like levels of humbled by like, how does all this stuff work? So, I mean, he came right out of the gate being like, well, look, your screen's at like 65,000 looms, hertz. What is it? I don't even know. And the other lights in your room are around 6,000. Now your computer has to choose between which frequency it's going to white balance to. And I'm just like, whoa. I'm just wondering if I can like take some pantyhose and put it over a lamp. Would that like help? So should I like bounce it off a pillow or something? Should I be like, I don't know. Should I send sunglasses to everyone watching the show? Is there a filter I can use? The cool looking filter. Hey, Pip's back there. Hey, Pip. Oh, she's on that spring. That spring was talking about you earlier. He was saying all kinds of stuff. Stuff that wasn't even true. that sign behind me is a happy hour sign that came from the Hot Spot in Waynesboro, which was is one of the best actual venues for like full bands and stuff that the Shenandoah Valley has seen in a long time, and unfortunately isn't with us anymore. But the Hot Spot was there for a hot second, and there's a lot of good music that used to come through there, and that's where I got that old sign there. Oh man, we got some good people in here watching. Well, you know what? Not only did we get a cool part for Willie's song, Wild Buckskin. I looked it up last. Jenkins is his name, I believe. Chip Jenkins. I think I'm saying that right. He sent in this cool electric guitar part. Now, I have while we're on the subject of God, I do have a confession to make. I've been sitting on a part the whole time. I decided as soon as we went, I was like, well, I can, and this is how this, I'm really going to confess to you right now. And I hope you'll forgive me for this. But, see, I recorded Willie in the bathroom on Jam Cruise, his new song. He's still working on it. It's not even done yet. It's still being writ. So I recorded him singing it in the bathroom on Jam Cruise, as you do, just killing time on a Saturday afternoon, and brought it home. And then, this is like, at least a few weeks before quarantine. So Fruition comes through town. They play Charlottesville, which is about 30 miles from here, not too far. And they play a gig in Charlottesville, and I go over and hang out with them and catch their show. Unbelievable. So many songs I'd never heard before that were all just top notch. Harmonies, music, it was just unbelievable. Sat in with them. We did In the Basement, really nice version, I think. And so we were hanging out. So then Jay and T-Tom came back home with me after that, and we got to drinking down here and talking crap and having fun and listening to music. And at a certain point at about 5 a.m, we were pretty drunk, admittedly. I handed Jay the True Tone guitar over there with the Action Too High to actually play and a slide guitar. And I was like, hey man, throw something on this track of Willie that I recorded in the bathroom just for fun. And so he did. And so I've had those the whole time. They've been hidden. Now that's only part one of the confession. The part two is that I was actually conniving enough that my plan the whole time was to pretend like he sent it in. I mean, that's just, I'm embarrassed to say that's how that's fraudulence. That is fraudulence, and I will not have it. Not on Hippie Fiasco Rides again. No way. No, I might tell you too much truth or something. Not the truth, of course, but truth. Like that stuff. But yeah, do not want to deceive you in any way. And I think it's a better story that we have. And why I'm really confessing this is because I still would have gone through with it because I think it's fun, but I realize that Jay might not like that because if I say this is a part he sent in, then everybody's going to be expecting him in quarantine in these impassioned times coming up with a beautiful contribution to the community and to the song, and that it would be somewhat heartfelt. And the truth of the matter is that the sun was coming up. We were wasted. I was like, hey, dude, you should put some slide on this song, man. And that was the context that he recorded in. It's never been a serious track. It's Willie singing in the bathroom at Jam Cruise. So he just had some fun with it. And he might, I'm sure he would rather the truth be told about this part. Although I think there's solid gold in the stuff that he laid down. And when we really break it down, I mean, this is the kind of stuff you can't do live on the webcast, but he played about 4 or 5 passes. We just looped it and he just rocked over top of it. And really, you should spend hundreds of hours, maybe not hundreds, but metaphorically an accurate depiction of how long you should spend weeding through all that stuff and picking all the juicy bits out and getting rid of all this stuff that isn't doing something awesome. And that's how you'd really mix the track. It takes a really long time, and people that are incredibly patient. So that wouldn't be the greatest webcast, you know. I mean, maybe eventually, once we're on YouTube and we're out of quarantine, I'll still be in quarantine because that's part of my nature. And then maybe we can mix live on YouTube once we get that channel going. Who knows? Who knows what we'll do? We can do what we want, basically. But I've said too much. I've already said too much. Let's listen to the daggone song with the beautiful Jenkins guitar part that came in yesterday. We got Harry sent in some bass. We got Bobcat Rob laying down some organ for us. And now, never heard before here on Hippie Fiasco is Jay Cobb Anderson with some slide guitar on the song that Willie calls Wild Buckskin. Let's check this thing out. And hold on. I'll do one thing. One move. There's the move. All right. Let's do this. Wild Buckskin. I gotta say, I brought this part in earlier, and the two guitars are playing really nicely together. There's a couple of really cool moments. And that was just like rough out of the gate. Just like, okay, bring that down a little bit, that up a little bit. But even without much nuance, they feel like they're weaving in and out of each other.
Tearing through the plains. Dare I dream that I'm one with you as I'm holding to your mane, and the devil can't get you.
Wait a minute, I'm not hearing the organ. Ah, I was referencing stuff earlier. Oh, I forgot I played clarinet on this one night. Again, I'd been drinking. This is becoming an issue. I don't really have a problem with drinking. It's just playing music while I drink, or recording music when I do. All right.
And I'm watching every move you make as you're tearing through the plains. Dare I dream that I'm one with you as I'm holding to your mane, and the devil can't catch up with you, and it's driving him insane. Oh, you are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. taste your pain. You are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. Yeah, I hope you never tame.
How about that hook? Jay! Yeah, it is Floyd.
You are a wild buckskin. You're laughing at the rain. You got me on a mountain top with my looking glass in hand, and I'm watching every move you make as you're tearing through the plains. Dare I dream that I'm one with you?
It is sounding good.
As I'm holding to the mane, and the devil can't catch up with you, and it's driving him insane. Oh, you are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. Yeah, I hope you never tame.
What a hook. Yeah, Mr. Jenkins. Elliot wants to hear the clarinet part. Oh, man. Here, I'm going to try a quickie at it. I like where that is right now. I'm going to create a new alternative before I play around in case I play around too much. Although I'm completely sober now. But that doesn't mean I won't completely go the wrong direction. It can be fun to... Whoa. Hey. Calm down now. It can be fun to do experiments like where you just, kill everything. But the drum and the vocal or the organ and the... I don't know. That's sort of cool. All right, Elliot, masochistic Elliot, as we called him back in the day, wants to hear the clarinet part. Now, I was consciously I was really not really, if I remember correctly, and a lot of this comes from my experience in having my latest record produced by one of my heroes and good friends, Brian Elijah Smith, who's just, to me, a genius in the studio. His records just sound amazing, and he produced all the full band tracks on my album Dear Puppeteer, one of my favorite records ever. So we have a new record about to come out, and working with him has been really inspiring to me because I've been spending the last few years trying to learn how to record, and I feel like I got years and years to go. So any chance I get to work with someone that really has their way of doing things fleshed out or whatever is super inspiring to me. But he would at the same time he's got his own particular style, and I would like play a saxophone part or something, and he would find this one phrase that I played and use it really strategically. There's so much space in his mixes. It's just truly, it's amazing how big they are because it's all empty space. It's sort of like all matter exists. What was that movie where they talked about how if you take an atom, if you blew up like the nucleus of an atom to the size of like a grapefruit, the closest electron would be like 100 miles away or something, or like really super far away. It's mostly empty space. And that's something I did wrong for years and years because I was trying to make things bigger, but the way I tried to make them bigger was just by adding more things to it. I mean, to the point where I'd almost label it a disorder of some point. Like I didn't know what was. I go back and look at mixes now from a few years ago, and I'm horrified. I'm like, what on earth did you think would happen? What did you? And at the time when I was in the mixes, I was just like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing I've ever done. At the time. On the other hand, I think if you're making a record, no matter where you are at what stage, you should have that feeling on some level, like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing I've ever done. Even if you're wrong about how it's going to translate, that feeling is part of why we do this kind of stuff, because it just feels cool. But at the same time, I'm completely horrified by these mixes and what I was doing on a sonic level as I learned to break it down. I mean, when I was in college, I thought I made the best ramen, and it was probably pretty good, but still, you know what I'm saying. Just like added peas, cracked an egg in it. That was like, then I felt like graduate. Back then I was like, I'm a chef now. Cracked an egg right into the ramen, right in, stirred it in. Oh man, come on. Master Chef. Gosh, what was I talking? Oh, you wanted to hear the clarinet. So what I'm saying is when I played this clarinet, I was sort of thinking like Brian did with some of my horn parts I would play. And I was just really hoping that I would play that one really cool note or that one really cool phrase that we could slap a bunch of reverb on and use it as a cool effect through there. I wasn't really looking to be able to rock clarinet through this thing. In fact, I had not played the clarinet in a long time and was afraid at first that I wasn't even going to be able to play a decent note out of it, which is very likely possibility. But because of the adrenaline that I was doing it on the webcast, this is a pure adrenaline track. Has no thought, no real nuance, but the thing that was cool to me was that the adrenaline of people watching and that I was performing, that pressure, it's serious pressure, made me play the thing. I sort of knew that when I grabbed it. I was like, oh man, because I tried to play it the other day just to something that was on in here and I couldn't play it at all. But I got bold with the adrenaline coursing through me. But here, this is for Elliot. Everybody else, you might want to go to the bathroom. I don't know, make a sandwich.
You are a wild buckskin, just laughing at the rain.
That's probably the note right there.
Got me on a mountain top with my looking glass in hand, and I'm watching every move you make as you're tearing through the plains. Dare I dream that I'm one with you as I'm holding to the mane.
Well, let's try a proof of concept here. I heard myself say, because I was webcasting at the time, I was not really trying to come up with a good part necessarily. That would have just been more, I don't know what's the word. I wanted to say more bang for my buck, but that's not what I meant. It's but I hear myself say, that's probably the note right there. So what note am I referring to? Maybe a squeaker? All right, let's see if I was on to something. I'm going to just grab that note. Mute the track. Let's bring it up here to the top. Grab some reverb. One of my favorites, Valhalla. They have one called Shimmer that is super fun. You can do some crazy stuff with the shimmer. All right, let's see what happens here. It's sort of a howl. It might be a little too pitchy to work, but there's something I like about that. I can hear him like, I hope you never tame. I'm going to grab one for right when he says that.
Job with you, and I hope you never.
Stick it right there.
Yeah, I hope you never.
Stick it right there.
Yeah, I hope you never change. You get job with you, and it's driving him insane. Oh, you are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never change.
Right? Okay, you gotta admit, that's sort of cool. And I'm sorry, I got interrupted by... I told him that you were helping me, Sam. It's a little better, right? He says, now that's some nice lighting right there. Working on it. Learning from the best. Thank you so much for your help. Seriously, I think we should do a cast... In fact, if you want to hop on right now and talk about it, I got time. But at some point, I'd love to talk to you just what tips you might have for people that are streaming out there in terms of their lighting. I see all my friends that are streaming, and they're definitely intuitively getting better at it. Just from day 1 to day 8 or wherever we are now, the lighting and the sound, everything is evolving and getting better and better, and I just love it so much. I think that's an awesome thing that's going to come out of all this is seeing all these musicians know how to make this connection real. Is sweet. Yeah, a lot of people are asking about lighting. Maybe you want to come up with a little list of tips for people streaming from their homes and come on the show and we'll talk about it. That would be cool. All right, before I go away, I want to hear one more time this clarinet note. Sorry, Elliot, if you wanted to hear more, but I really don't think you do. You might want to trust me on this one.
Buckskin, and I hope you never change. Yeah, I hope you never change.
Oh, I sort of like that. Y'all can hear that, right? Here it is soloed.
You are
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put another one.
who have run.
All right, about here maybe.
Yeah, I hope you never change.
Ah, no, overkill. It's becoming gimmicky. It was mysterious before. Quit warning me. Sweet. All right, I think I should bounce this puppy and put it on the website. What do you say? All in favor, say aye. Aye. I'm going to go ahead and bounce it now. What do we call this? With Jenkins and Jay. Where are the bounces already, though? Weird. With Jenkins and Jay. Sweet.
You know, I was thinking earlier that it all makes sense in the end. You know, it's something that we say a lot here on the radio because it does seem to work out that way. Even when you're I was thinking today how that even applies very often to things that you're just procrastinating about. You're just being lazy. There's weeks will go by and you're just like, why am I not doing it? You start to doubt yourself. You're just like, God, but actually some part of you knows there's some reason not to do it. You could never convince anybody else, especially yourself. But then the day comes and you're like, oh, of course. Good thing I didn't do it.
Take long, I do my little dance. I'm singing to the exercise tight behind the lids. As I think of things, a list of things I do as love forbids. I do as love forbids, boys, I do as love forbids. I won't go on to play the fool, you pretend to be proper at all. There's only one she's gone, oh God, I'm no good at all. People tell me, yeah, they say they love the way I write, but they can't feel the painful wings, they only see the flight. They're not there in the wee hours and the clock keeps striking one, and I sit and stare and know full well why my baby gone. Why my baby gone, boys, why my baby gone. I won't go to war or play the fool, can't pretend to be proper at all. There's only one she's gone, oh God, I'm no good at all. find myself to a mixture cross. It's either funny or I make money the way the point is tossed. Like a bottle out into the ocean or hurling off into space. In the dark I leave my mark, shows me signs of grace. Shows me signs of grace, boy, shows me signs of grace. I won't blow or play the fool, can't pretend to be proper or small. There's only one, she's gone, oh yeah, I'm no good at all. I won't pull the wool or play the fool, can't pretend to be proper or tall. There's only one, she's gone, oh God, I'm no good at all.
So what day are we even on here? I don't even know when this started. I want to be able to say, all right, here we are, day 8, but I never kept track, so I haven't even lost track. I just don't have track. Does anybody have track? Maybe I can get on track right now. I know it's different for every city, but in general, it's I don't even know what day it actually is. It's Monday, right? Any requests out there? What are y'all thinking? How y'all feeling? What do y'all want to do? You want to play a game? You want to hear some songs? You want to mix some music? We could try to make the basic track for that song maybe apart, but we're not alone. Wonder if there's any more verses been written for that one out there in the world. It's forever Monday since you've been gone. Every day's a Monday. Every day's a Monday since you've been gone. Every day is Monday since you've been gone. Hey, we got a new song. That one's hot. That one's a brand new song there. Not even finished yet. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for being out there. Thanks for being where you are. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for playing along. Definitely given me an amazing distraction of instead of reading the news and just smoking too many cigarettes, I'm smoking half as many cigarettes and tying tambourines to leg chairs and trying to figure out how to put pantyhose on a lamp to diffuse the lighting, trying to remember the words to my songs. Trying to think of fun shows. I like Crack the Case. I wonder if there's. I don't know. I gotta quit. I can't tell if it's a good thing or a bad thing that everybody I have on, they're like, "Wow, I didn't know it was gonna take. Or I didn't know it was gonna be on this long." I think that's a good sign. That's probably a good sign. But then again, I don't want people to be afraid. Like they'll see me. They'll see me webcast and I'll be like, hey, you should hop on. I'll be like, I don't know, man. I got shit to do tomorrow. No, man, just like hop on for like 5 minutes. I gotta do stuff tomorrow. It's only like 5 in the. Listen, maybe we can set up a time. But Crack the Case, I think, is a good show. The Cavalcade cracks the case. I like that cast for the show too. I mean, it could be a rotating cast, but I also like that cast for that show. It's a fun dynamic. We each finding out our roles there in our little detective agency. Crack these cases, solve this murder mystery. Boy, that one lasted like over 6 hours, And we definitely all, each in our own way, got ourselves in a little bit of trouble. Hippie Fiasco rides again. Let's see what key harmonica I have in here. We'll let that decide our fate. Oh man, how would we do that? No easy way to say it. No way to say it right. We'll be talking all day, late into the night. And in the morning, we'll come to see the light. Better for knowing, worth the fight. 'Cause I love you, and love's growing too. Makes me want to grow old for the first time with you. So let's have it. Come on, let's be true. Choice words. We both have a few. 'Cause we're both of us missing things the other needs. We're both of us twisting some nights in our sleep. We're both of us finding sometimes it hard to breathe. We're both of us nervous, sometimes even at ease. But if I know something, then let's give the devil's voice. Choose thy love, love thy choice. And then no matter the army's doubt deploys, we'll fight together and win our joys. It's a ukulele song, so I dropped the high E down to a D. It took me a little off my brain to get around. Oh, wait. The next song I want to play is an ukulele song, too. And What key did I play that in last night? I like doing it low like that. Oh, where was I? Oh my goodness. Another song where doubt is a star. That's not that weird. Something happens to my words between my brain. Something happens to my words between my brain and my throat. I can see them in there riding in a little paper boat, trying so hard just to stay afloat. But it's rough weather, it's a long letter, just a little note. I got so much I want to say. I don't want to push you away. Oh, but it's safe to say I'm afraid. I don't think it was, that was the key. Something happens to my words between my brain and my throat. I can see them in there riding in a little paper boat. Oh, that's not it either. What is it? Oh, man. Now I'm all just riddled with doubt. What do I do? How do I?
Best you can. Do the best you can. Okay, 6 rounds of thread. A little ready.
How do I get it ready?
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. And I grew strong, and I learned how to get along. And now I'm back on the plaque. Don't look surprised that I'm still singing, 'cause you know I have the knack. Can you believe what you see? Bet you can't believe it's me. Did you think for just 1 second you'd be back to look at me? I will survive, I will survive, I will survive. Hey, hey.
I just you got me at hello.
Hey, play it straight again, just the top part, just audio-wise. I want that.
Nice.
Very nice, Brad Barr. Cameron asked for a song that I forgot the words to at the Hoedown. Wonder which. I feel like I did that a few times at the Hoedown. What was that? I'll do that one we were talking about earlier, where I think there's some musical hook or some vocal thing that could really put the song to the next level. I feel that way about the new arrangement of Plain as Day. There's some way I can sing Plain as Day. Maybe tonight was a new way, by the way, and I'm not convinced that I didn't sort of find it. And it's so funny because to me, like, the thing I think should happen should be. Oh wait, are we really not? It looks dark on. Oh wait, it is dark. I see. And they're like, go back. Sorry. Oh, wait, no, not that far back. Oh,
Hey, play it straight again.
oh goodness. There we are. But, in my mind, I'm like, oh, something really cool should happen right here. Like plain as, knowing what you saw, plain as day. Plain as day. So I think excited, but so then I go all these wrong directions where it could just be really exciting just to be like, knowing what you saw, plain as day. I mean, that was exciting to me tonight because I finally calmed down a little bit to actually wonder, to feel what should happen. And that felt really nice, and it was just, but it does like sit in a different way than I've ever really delivered before. So there's something nice about that. But I also feel the same way about, I've tried a million different ways to sing I Used to Be a Ramblin' Man in this next song. And I've tried a million things on guitar to do right there. I used to be a ramblin' man. Ding, 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 like a little hook that you anticipate, like, oh, I can't wait till that happens again. But then it was Brian, actually, that I was like, what do you think I should do there? Something cool should happen. Something awesome. And he's like, well, you could go low. Oh, hadn't thought of that. Ah, I see. Betty Wise, Butterfinger. Betty Wise. This isn't an illness, it's no strange disease. It's just stillness against a maddening breeze that carries those old songs that's bending the trees. But I ain't going, I'm hunkered down here on my knees, and it's hard. No one round here can understand. It's hard. See, I used to be a rambling man. There's signs along the highway, then there's signs along the highway. Stay and read between the lines, and you're sure to find your way. God, I know that living that life, I swore I'd never stray. But I ain't going, no, I'm going to stay. And it's hard. No one round here can understand. It's hard. See, I used to be a rambling man. When you don't know where you're going or how you're getting there, you won't believe the magic that rises right out of thin air. It's hard to find that in an old rocking chair. But I ain't going. Now I'm a really good stop for those that dare. And it's hard. No one around here can understand. It's hard. See, I used to be a rambling man. Arrangement. There maybe something in there at the going low, and then if I can get the right harmonic or riff. Used to be a rambling man. Maybe. Forgive me for working this all out right before, especially if you're just tuning in, wondering, oh, what's this one? What's this one? Hi, I'm Nathan Moore, and you're watching Hippie Fiasco Rides Again. Hippie Fiasco Rides Again is when you get a lemon and then you make lemonade out of it. Something like that. And I don't really do sets. I did a nice set the other night. It made me wonder why I don't do sets, because sets are super fun. I played on the Higher Ground Facebook page the other night. They let me play a show. I was basically playing at Higher Ground again, virtually. It was a very cool flood of memories and stuff. But then the set was an actual set, a little bit more than an hour. Really focused. I had a list of songs prepared. And I performed, and my banter was pretty sharp. I was sitting on a stool. I was like up here. I was ready. I was going to do my set. I was going to try to crush it, and so fun. It's a really, really fun challenge, and I should do that to myself more because it's fun. It's a whole different thing. Here on Hippie Fiasco, now this is just basically, I'm just holding down the space, sharing my songs, making music with you guys, doing parts, but basically just sort of like hunkered down on the porch, sort of hosting the space for you guys to meet up. It's sort of a sandbox where you guys know, like, oh, he's on, I might see Josh, or I'll probably see Z. It's a circus tent up under here. And so in that sense, like, I don't even know a lot of times, like, what they might be up to out there. They might be, plotting game. I don't know what they could be playing cribbage in a web browser while they're watching. I don't know. All kinds of stuff could be happening. They could be figuring out, making plans, So in that sense, like, I feel like my job a lot of times is just to find a good task for myself so I can hold it down as long as possible. So as much stuff can happen around it. And meanwhile, I'm also, of course, very inspired by this person in terms of my own creativity. So the task I'll assign myself will be some kind of outlet or inlet. Ooh, an inlet. A little inlet of creativity. Who's in control of this little boat? Is there a man, or do we just float? Both sails are down. This one Brad sings. The rudder's sunk. If we don't get found, we might as well get drunk. Oh man, I just had an old amusement song flash into my brain, and then I got nervous. I was like, dude, you will not remember that one. Oh man. Oh, my mind has been whole. Feels so good, hate to let it go. Shoot, no way. Damn shit, man, I'm feeling fine. I got my heart and all my fallen angels by my side. All the prettiest dances is all I ever see. Can you tell by the way that I smile? That feels good, a little slower. If you want to get to paradise, don't take my advice. Drive straight on through the red light. Woo. Straight through the red light. I did forget a verse of that one, and that was not the amusement song I was thinking of at first. It was just a simpler amusement song, and without Amy yodeling, I'm not sure how much that song has to offer. But it's still jarring the marbles loose in my brain. Some of them were starting to stick together to this little inlet. I wonder which will come first, Chicken Little or World War III. I wonder about a lot of things, not so much what's gonna happen to me. I sure would like to be the change. I sure would like to see the change I ain't ever gonna be. Some say it's the end, but all I see is wishful thinking, wishful thinking. Ukraine is kicking its windows, those little girls are gone. Round here we're quickly losing the West we once had won. And everybody knows it, even those that deny. But you know the truth, you believe a lie. Wishful thinking, wishful thinking. I know is all I've seen, and love will end the day. Between me and you, between now and then, it's not all gonna be okay. But let's not tell the children it's not their burden yet. No, let them dream their silly dreams, lest we all forget. Wishful thinking, wishful thinking, wishful thinking, wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. Wrote that one on the piano. Eventually, I'm adding one piece a day to the spaceship here. I want to add more than one, because if it falls into gravity all of a sudden, I won't know which of the two was the culprit, and I might not be able to fix it in time. So I'm adding one little piece at a time, but eventually one of the pieces will be the piano. And that'll be nice. But then I'm going to have to learn how to play piano again. That's another reason. I'll be doing all this very slowly. These are giant leaping baby steps. Is what I've been calling them. Pioneer snail blazing a trail, blazing a trail, blazing a trail. Lord knows it's hard to fail when you're just along for the ride. I've been building a hobo's home, a hobo's home, and a hobo's home. It's going wherever you want to go, and never ever having to hide. Oh, soldier, oh, holy, oh, summer night. Oh, baby, oh, hold me. I've been feeling alright. One day everybody's gonna know my name, gonna know my name, gonna know my name. After that, things won't be the same. We better enjoy this while we can. One of these days I get a hero's cape, I get a hero's cape, a hero's cape. And when they tie it on, it's gonna be too late. I'll be flying round Neverland. Oh, soldier, oh, holy, oh, summer night. Oh, baby, oh, hold me. I've been feeling alright. Yeah, I made my living in a minor key, in a minor key, in a minor key. Turns out a lot of folks are a lot like me. We all spend a lot of time falling. But I'm heading back to baby steps, back to baby steps, back to baby steps. I'd almost forgotten how good and big they get when you've spent a long time crawling. Oh, soldier, oh, holy, oh, summer night. Oh, baby, oh, hold me. I've been feeling alright. All right, you tell him. You tell him. No, you tell him. Oh, come on. You tell him. You do it. You can. What if last night you wouldn't shut up? Oh, come on. Just tell him. Just tell him we'll be right back. We'll be right back. If they were only feeling down, I could make a funny sound. I could dance a silly dance. Oh, I've dared. I can pratfall, rebound just to entertain a crowd. But there's nothing I can do when they are scared. If they only had a frown, I could turn it right around. If they were only down and out, I know how. What am I gonna do now? It's a bad time, bad time to be a clown. The flower in my lapel has a dried up empty well. They used to hold the water that I'd squirt. Now I give the ball a squeeze, it just puffs a tiny breeze. Oh, no one's whistling while they work. If they only had a smile, I could play with it a while. If they only wanted style, I know how. What am I gonna do now? It's a bad time, bad time to be a clown. Nobody knows, unless they got a big red nose, just how much it blows to read this news. My strange weather friends, I wouldn't recommend taking a single step inside these shoes. You'd be tripping on your feet, falling down the street. They only fit me anyhow. What am I gonna do now? It's a bad time, bad time to be a clown. It's a bad time to be a clown. Oh God, do you ever feel like this? Oh. Jeez. Oh, what are we gonna do? Where's Willie? Oh, there he is.
Willie T. Taylor. Coming home again to the cavalcade. Good to see you, Willie. How was it? Was it good? Was it a good trip? Welcome home.
Somebody call my guru. I could use some advising.
Happy Monday.
Can't keep my eye on the prize, and I'm realizing I got a light that's dimming. I just don't feel like I'm winning. The only time I'm grinning's when I'm sinning. Wanna hit the music back in again. get a kite for this world when I'm in. I wanna travel through space again. I wanna love this place again. I wanna hear your voice through tin again. Get back to that womb I was swimming in. I wanna chase the moon again. Arrive too soon again. Call my doctor. I could use some prescribing. My head can't find the bed till the sun is rising. Well, this old beginning sure could use a new ending. The only time I'm still is when I'm spinning. Let the music back in again. Get a kite for this world when I'm in. I wanna travel through space again. I wanna love this place again. I wanna hear your voice through tin again. Get back to that womb I was swimming in. I wanna chase the moon again. Arrive too soon again. I wanna work the dirt back in my skin. Hear this song that I'm singing in. I wanna cut the wire again. I wanna smile on fire again. I wanna let the music back in again. Get a kite for this world when I'm in. I wanna travel through space again. I wanna love this place again. Let the music back in again. I wanna 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 let the music back in again.
All right, check this out. This is for you, Kendi.
Music back in again. I wanna let the music back in again.
Here's the raw footage
Let the music back in again.
in Willie's band. What a safe space. What a beautiful, wonderful. I could have just stayed in that band forever. We could have gone anywhere. We could have gone to Europe in that band. I could have done my first European tour in that band. I don't doubt it at all. I'm gonna put some music over it that I just got today in my inbox. I'm not supposed to say. Wait, I mean it just showed up on my stoop in an unmarked envelope. That's where I got this.
I'm sorry for smudging the air.
This is the original long pan I did, and I edited it down for the video. But I told everybody when don't look at the camera, don't look at the camera. Just pretend I'm not here. Don't look at the camera.
stories up. They're so defenseless. All frequencies and rogue transmission. So that's a powerful joint. That's a powerful joint. We're jamming up the satellite, rattle right, rattle wide blow. Radio interference. Set on. Over the many precious monies and currencies and exchanges, rules, patterns of skin. Oh, girl, of the many hesitations and telephone line screens. Your hips are the banks of an electric river. From your mouth is lightning instead of words. All your flesh is earth with a sword stuck into it. Waiting for something to show before the break of day. Widen the dial, the antenna to the moon. 110, 120, 130, 85, 84, 83, 82. Between me and you, that's a powerful joint. Jamming up the satellite, rattle ride, with a clandestine sabotage, the lady voice, the Santa Claus, the whole golden planet. Over the many precious monies and currencies and exchanges, rovings, patterns of the skin. Oh, girl, of the many hesitations and telephone lines.
Who is that? Just showed up on the stoop. Unmarked envelope. Don't worry, I left it out there for 3 days and still sprayed it down. Been doing that with everything. Hey, iTunes, that's not a very good fade out. I thought I was doing a really killer job there, and it all of a sudden just dives off at the very end. What kind of algorithm is that? iTunes. You know, so I fluctuate back and forth between like just how miraculous technology is these days, and just like being in complete awe of just like, wow, it's just so amazing that any of this is possible. And then I swing the other way to like, how could these high dollar apps and stuff not do exactly what it should be doing? What is wrong with the world? This should be easy. Why did this should work? This should do this. I mean, why doesn't it do that? I mean, this thing, I paid money for this. Why didn't it work right? Why didn't it do why didn't it do this other thing? It's good to see everybody out there. Did I miss some requests? Hey, Lindsay. MC, did you hear us when we brought your new vocals into the song last night and to come over? Did you hear that? Brad's stream today was killer. Hey, Felicia. It was Quana's birthday the other day. That's awesome. Hey, I got. Wait, Felicia, have you seen this yet? I know Quana hasn't seen this. Very, very few people have seen this, except on this quarantine edition of Hippie Fiasco Rides Again. I might not play the whole thing, but check this out.
Quana smells a flower, goes looking for that flower, wants to be where such.
Yeah, that's this little dude down here. He's down here. My cast is with me. Woody played the part of Quana in that movie, and of course you met Freaky Freddy, the clown that was so good to work with in A Bad Time to Be a Clown. But boy, has he been in a mood lately. I tell you what. Yeah, it is Minecraft with my puppet over it. Have you seen all of that yet, Felicia? I'll play it for you soon if you haven't. Let's try a different Quana. Forgive me for my bad drumming, but I am learning. I will get better, I promise. All right, cool. I'll play it here. Quana smells a flower, goes looking for that flower, wants to be where such a flower grows. So he climbs down his tower, and there's a little shower, but he doesn't mind, it feels good on his toes. He crosses over the river, he crosses over the road, he crosses over, walks along the garden road. To the lady he does give her a smile and a nod. He says, I'll bring you back the flower, I suppose. The guy and lady looks strange, but there's no time to explain. He crosses over several other meadows. And when he can go no longer, the scent is even stronger, the most beautiful anyone knows. Oh, I'm forgetting the words. So he lies down in the leaves, to sleep he believes, and dreams of boxes with bows. In the morning he sees, awake he believes, a flower growing out of his nose. Yeah. Taquana. I love you all. Lamp post moon. So I got to get that kick drum closer to me. I attached it to the desk and the desk slid away. He was all trying to encourage me to come closer. Ah. Lamp post moon, morning, night, sun so soon. Lie down, sleep tight, pulling shade, screeching light, little night owl. I know where to find you, little night owl. I know where to find you. Delightful dreams, hey, thanks for the stars, all the same old things. Did you get very far with your midnight oil and your feather quill jar, little night owl? I know where to find you, little night owl, always know where to find you. Got it. Lamp post moon, morning, night, the sun so soon. Lie down, sleep tight, pulling shade, screeching light, little night owl. I know where to find you, little night owl. Always know where to find you, little night owl. I know where to find you. Always. Quanta smells a flower, goes looking for that flower
such a flower grows. So he climbs down his tower, and there's a little shower, but he doesn't mind, it feels good on his toes.
Doug, have you heard your part in Come Over yet? Doug, I see he's in the chat. He sent in a guitar part. We had fun with it last night on the cast. I haven't heard it yet. Go Quana! He's flying! Yay! Well, that was fun. Let's listen to Come Over. Doug, when I pulled your track in, yeah. Ladies, take a bow, Woody. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. My pleasure. Looking forward to working with this fella on many more projects. Many more projects. I'm game. I'm game. You just whistle. That's cool. Woody, he always has a good attitude. You see that, Freaky Freddy? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then when I don't want you to do stuff, you're like, whatever. We'll try to keep it positive. This guy's driving me crazy. No, don't do it. Don't. Hi, yeah, hi, God. Why did oh shoot, how's it go? Why did wait. How many light bulbs did the burglar take? Oh, wait, shit. See? That's what you get. All right, let's listen to this song. Oh, man, Freaky. I love you, dude. No, we're cool. and abra voila kadoo. Presto. We're in there. When you come over. But Doug, your part and the other dude that sent in a guitar part are so beautiful together. Listen to just you and John together. Check this out. You weren't able to do this when you were tracking. John Dotson's guitar, Doug Foehner? Yeah, is that better? More like it? Listen to you two. Bromance brewing here on the Hippie Fiasco. That's not even legal in some states. You get arrested for playing together like that. Yeah. Wait. I'm gonna bring him up a little bit. Oh wait, I got it backwards. I had it backwards. Oh, there you go. Oh, come on. You guys better stop that. Yeah, I'm serious.
The way you say things, the things you do, that
You did great.
sound you make, the way you move, reckon I'll be begging in a day or two for you to come over. We can watch a movie on the floor. We can order things, they will bring them to the door. Always something, sometimes nothing, never bored. When you come over, hey, on the way, could you pick me up a pad? Cover me, and I will get you back. When you come over, when you come over.
You know what? I so believe in what you just said in the chat that I'm going to stop this song in a really beautiful moment for a moment of silence for all the people that just by a twist of fate are now suddenly on the front lines of what's going on in our world. And tonight is trash night as well at our house. Tonight's trash night, which is one of my favorite nights of the week. And I love our trash men. I just don't know what we would do without them, that's for sure. But the idea of touching everyone's trash would freak me out. So, for everybody, from the cashiers at the stores to the people that are still making food for us, to people that, you know, are having to interact with the public, from mass transit to, you know, police officers, paramedics, doctors, nurses, everybody that suddenly finds themselves on the front line. I'm a musician. I can lock myself in my basement. I'm here anyways. But so many people are out there, and they have to be on the front line. They're right there. It's like they got drafted for a war. So a moment of silence for them, a little moment of prayer, of whatever that means to you. Thank you all so much. All right, back to the song.
I live just across town, 2,000 miles. When you get here, we can just walk a while, or sit out on the rooftop and smoke and smile. When you come over,
Yes.
hey, on the way, could you pick me up a pie? Cover me, and I will get you back. When you come over,
Holy moly.
when you come over.
Wow. Man, if that's the kind of music we're making on this webcast, we got to get more songs up in there. Both of the songs that we've started with, we need more songs up there. We almost got these puppies done. That is sounding cool, I think. It sounds good in these headphones. Of course, I mixed them for these headphones. I have no idea how it's doing with your, whatever you're watching this on, but woo-wee. It's fun in these phones. Wow. Here, just while we're doing this, check out the other song, Willie T. Taylor's "Wild Buckskin." I won't tell the story. I told it all earlier. We mixed it a little bit earlier, and I want to hear this though. We took one of my clarinet notes that I did on the webcast one night, and just put a big old Valhalla shimmer reverb on it, and now it's just this haunting wail. You can see it right there. There it is. You can anticipate it. Pick it out of the mix. Hey, you know what we should do after this? We should play a game of bingo, I think. I found the one that got away. It was in 11, I believe. In 11. If you had in 11 that night, I told you you should have won. You were robbed 100% by a guy named Rob, interestingly enough. But I have the, let's see, I do have the card. If you look, those are the numbers you get to choose from. And how it works is you just pick one of those numbers and write it right now in the chat. In fact, there's only 24 people watching, so you can each pick two numbers. I think we're still saying, oh, no, wait. Multiple people can win bingo, though, right? Multiple people call it out, like bingo, bingo. Is that true? I think that's true. I'll read up on bingo rules. Oh, do I have to cut is the disco ball part of the shtick? Well, just so you know, these are the numbers you get to pick from. You can, B 1 through 15, I is 16 through 30, so it'd be I 18, on down the line. N 44 is always a good one, I think. In 50, we'll see. About to find out. Now, Paul, you need to pick a letter to go with it. You can't just say 34. Oh, wait, I guess you can. Technically, your 34 is going to be N34, but then I have to go back and look. So let's put your letters with it. Now, I wonder what the prize should be. The last game we played trivia the other day, and actually trivia works really well too, because no matter what the lag or whether people use Google or not, the first right answer in the chat gets the point. So that's how I'm playing it, and that was fun. I mean, it completely works. It's like a buzzer. You have to factor in things, but it is like a buzzer. And like maybe you have an advantage, maybe you don't. Who knows? But the person that knows the answer probably, will get it first compared to someone that has to Google. I was like, 'cause of course, my first instinct, I was like, oh, we should play trivia. My first instinct was like, well, yeah, but they have Google, so they could cheat. And I was like, well, it's not cheating if it's not against the rules. So don't make rules that forces people to cheat. That's not, why we don't even have to do that. We can do what we want. So yeah, when I play my trivia, when I host my trivia show on here, it's called Google All You Want. Welcome to another episode of Google All You Want. You're still not going to beat the person that knows. So good luck out there, folks. And then, the day I did that, I was like, and I'll give you a free coupon for a record on my albums. I assumed this thing I pay to do my website, this Bandzoogle or whatever it's called. It has all the widgets and stuff. I'm like, of course they do that. So I go in after the show to set up this coupon for the winner. And I do find the page. They do give coupons. I'm like, okay, this is cool. Come to find out, I tried to type in 100 for the percentage. Couldn't do that. Wouldn't let me go 3 digits. The closest I could come to giving something away was 99% of the way. Is that 1% again? See what they did there? So now this person has to log in, give their credentials, enter their credit card information or their bank or their PayPal or whatever it is. They have to submit all that information just to give me a penny that I don't want. I got pennies. I got plenty of pennies. I got pennies for days. Check this song out. All right, I'll show it again so you can keep track of the new clarinet howl. It might be a little pitchy. I might have to pitch shift it. I can't tell. Maybe that dissonance makes it a little more haunting. I don't know.
Laughing at the rain. You got me on a mountaintop with my looking glass in hand. And
just remember your number.
As you're tearing through the plains, dare I dream that I'm one with you as I'm holding to the lane, and the devil can't catch up with you, and it's driving him insane. Oh, you are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. Yeah, I hope you never tame. You are a wild buckskin. Ooh, how you run. You're gated like an ancient god, beating on a drum. They'll be right off in the sun, and the devil can't catch up with you. And he wants to taste your pain. You are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. Yeah, I hope you never tame.
Jacob Anderson with a hook there. Jacob Anderson. That's coming together.
Tearing through the plains. Dare I dream that I'm one with you, as I'm holding to the mane, and the devil can't catch up with you, and it's driving him insane. Oh, you are a wild buckskin, and I hope you never tame. Yeah, I hope you never tame.
Louder, hold on. Oh, I love these guitars together. Here we go. It's time. All right, this isn't one of those everyone's a winner kind of games. This is for keeps, folks. Winner take all. Maybe we'll do 2 winners, though. I don't know. Now, remember, you've said in the chat what your choice is. If you've just signed in, I bet you there's people that I lost that guessed, but that's all right because they will lose. But if you have if you've chosen a number, a winning bingo number, and it's in the chat already, when you say bingo, there will be proof up above whether or not you're telling the truth. So no random bingos out there. You have to have entered one of these letters: B 1 through 15, I 16 through 30, N, what is that, 31 through 45. I can't read that far away. G 46 to 50, and O from 61 to 75. And we are going to now start the game, so put your guess in, and away we go. Now, what do you win? Maybe you get to pick the leaving song. But boy, those tracks sound good. Good work out there. We have 074. 074. I just love how this thing works. It's like, come on. You just spin it and one just magic. I haven't even really studied to figure out how it happens, but it has not failed us yet. G48. Oh no. Wait, I got it. At least I saw it that time before I dropped it. That wouldn't have been as tragic. But again, G48. N41. N41. B4. I tell you what the next one is. I want you to think really hard. Try to guess. Try to guess. Try to read my mind. Try to glean it from the subliminal, the universal subconscious that we all share in. Ready? Think you got it? You got it. You know what it is, right? B4. B4. I-19. I-19. Wait, I see a woohoo, but I don't see a bingo. I did find the one that I dropped. It was an N11 or something. I should have written that down because somebody got robbed. They deserve justice. They don't demand it. They don't even know that they deserve justice, but they do. N38. N38. Be one with everything, with those around you, with the universe. Try to imagine, tap into that universal consciousness. That, what is that Jungian term that I'm completely forgetting? Universal subconscious? That's not it, is it? Unconscious? Well, just, be one with the universe, with all there is, with all that's ever was, all that will ever be, and just try to imagine what the next one might be. You might surprise yourself. You might just blow your own mind. Just clear your brain, let it come in. You see it? You see it? You see it? What is it? Right. B1. B1. All right. B14. B14. All right, y'all ready now? It's I-21. I-21. Collective unconscious. Yes. Thank you. It's not working tonight. Oh, talk about not working. You just threw that one at me. What's gotten into you? Did I spin you too hard? I'm sorry. Jeez. Well, again, somebody's going to get robbed because that one rolled into the darkness. Whoever you were out there, I guarantee you that was yours. And you will be right in being angry. Because you know that was yours that just hit the floor, rolled into the dark. You daggone winning lottery number. I'll be really careful with this one. Oh, God, I broke it. That's not right. Wait, no, okay. I just saw how it works. So clever. A lot of N's tonight. N35. N35. That was a very good year. Was a very good year for blue-blooded girls. Girls of independent means. Dames? What was it? They'd ride in limousines. Their chauffeurs would drive. When I was 35. Has anybody won yet and I missed it? G53. G53. Oh, gee willikers. I don't think it needs duct tape yet. It just needs a better controller. Another N. N37. Terrible year. God. Oh, why? Why did you have to come up? Oh, it's the worst. N37. Oh! Sorry for yelling in your ear. That thing just spit right out at me. What are you doing? I don't know. I'm starting to doubt you. That is plastic, isn't it? See? It's a remake. Oh, 67. Oh! 67. Oh, wait. I see now. I already won Nathan Scott Moore. Well, damn it. See what winners do? Winners end the game for all of us. Jerks. Couldn't you just kept tying it up so we could all still be hanging out? Couldn't it have gone into like quadruple overtime? 20 overtimes? What's wrong with that? No, actually. I need celebration music. I need joyous celebration music. We have a winner. Way to go, Carrie. I didn't mean to steal your thunder there. I just was, having fun spinning that daggone thing, but it wasn't necessarily having fun back. So, it's probably for the best. You want to try again tomorrow? Maybe. Yeah. I feel the same way. Be right back, Carrie. If you have a Nathan Moore song that you would like to be the leaving song tonight, go ahead and stick it there in the chat. Congratulations. Well played, everybody. To the victor goes the spoils. I don't know. Maybe I can look around here for even a better prize.
A history of chasing rabbits down the rabbit hole. The bottom line is sometimes to follow you. You're only here, but we're the poor, and they cost a lot. Because you let sugar pill. I sugar well, the poison didn't take. I wanna shake my woman when she sleeps.
I don't even know what music that was. I liked it though. That's good stuff. I don't even know where that came from, but that's some good stuff right there. Oh, Pip. Yeah. I actually opened a beer. That last song inspired me. I don't normally drink alone. But when I do, it's usually because I'm inspired. This isn't really technically drinking alone, though, is it? It's me and 20 people. So that's not drinking alone. Cheers. Still don't have the sound effect yet, but chink. Did y'all think of the leaving song yet? I have another selfish confession to make. Really, one of the reasons I'm a little excited to end the show tonight because I broke down and bought a new video game today. Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal. Apparently, it's like the last one on steroids, and I actually loved the last Doom game. I think video games are pretty awesome. I don't always. It's very few of them that I'll play to the end. But when I do find one that hooks me in and I got to go to the end, and I know I'm off to the end, those are really fun games. And Doom definitely did that to me. I was a little nervous when my friend described it as Doom on steroids. I was like, well, is that like, are the enemies on steroids or am I? Because I really don't want to get my ass kicked right now. I don't want this to come out, the new Doom, to be like some Dark Souls exercise in patience and frustration. Just getting your butt kicked over and over and over again. Are the bad guys on steroids or am I? If I'm on steroids, I'm getting this thing right now. If they're on steroids, I don't want to play it. He assures me I'll be fine. And I'm looking forward to playing it. Video games are funny. I was thinking about it earlier. It's funny how like people smoke pot and play video games. And it's not really, I mean, it's not funny that they would. It makes sense that they would. I just think it's funny because in a way they're like the same thing. There's when you first discover them, you're like, wow, I could do this all the time. But then when you do this all the time, your whole life falls apart. And everybody's like, oh my God, it's just such a sad sight to behold. That's what they do all the time. It's depressing. It's sad. And but they're both very similar in that way. It's funny. Put them together, it's like peanut butter and chocolate. That's like sweet and salty. It's hard to stop. Sweet and salty, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. One just resets the clock. And you can do it again. Oh, just like the first time. The first time was so good. Brad Barr is my hero, too. Yeah. But video games, I think it's funny sometimes that they don't get more credit, you know? Because movies, everybody likes to think of themselves as a critic and knows what a great movie is, and a great movie means something. It means something. It's an important thing, you know. Music, you know how we all feel about music. It's very important. Writing, it's very, very important. Now, you get a good video game these days, you're like controlling a movie, first of all. It's like a movie, and it has writing, and it has acting. Now they have stars playing these characters. I mean, do we think painting is a lofty art? I mean, at one point, I think painters were considered in pretty high regard. Well, have you seen the worlds these people have painted in these games? I mean, that's full-on paintings come to life, and you're controlling the world. I mean, but you know, at the end of the day, it's like, video games or whatever. I'm like, I don't know. Some of this stuff is immersive, incredibly unique. Some of them have incredible soundtracks. And you know, if you ask me, I saw this video, I saw this documentary not too long ago about hackers, right? All about the hacking community. And all of a sudden, about 45 minutes into this thing, I'm like, holy crap, that's where everything is happening in the computer world, in the hacker ethos, where memes came from. I mean, these people have caused, these little punks have caused a lot of trouble for us that we don't even realize that they're to blame about. But these punks are in there, you know, messing with changing the world and defining fashion and creating the sounds and the music and the memes and the style and that's where it's all. That's the art of my time. I'm as a folk singer, I'm just like it's you know, because there's a part of me that always wanted to be part of the cutting edge scene of the art world of my day. I mean, that's what you romanticize when you look back, you know, and they're all meeting around the Algonquin table or hanging out in Andy Warhol's factory, or, you know, the Shakespeare, they had a famous table where they all the big guys, you know, there was all these scenes and they were the cutting edge and they were pushing the boundaries of things and defining the world and creating new languages and new ways to see everything. And that's what you really want to be a part of. But for some reason, I went the troubadour route, which that's different. There's sort of a tradition there that you're preserving to a certain extent, and a role that it's an archetypal role of the bard. That it's like a magician or something. But still, I'm watching this documentary on hackers, and I'm like, oh my God, that's where it's all happened. That's where the revolution. That's where the art Banksy. He's part of that scene. Those kids and the hackers, these kids are hacking for like revolutionary reasons. That one guy that was really famous, his whole hack was to make scientific journals accessible to everybody because he thought because all the scientific journals were behind paywalls and like starving poor countries could benefit. All they needed was to know what was the knowledge that was locked behind those paywalls was actually vital information that could save people's lives. So he hacked into it and made all those scientific journals accessible, and he got arrested by the FBI. And he ended up killing himself. I mean, it was a really tragic story, but that was the level he was operating on, and he was like doing it. Like he had to get into the building and patch into the thing, and what a story. But these hackers in this computer world and these games and the way kids are connecting with these games, we can't even understand. Once it went from holy moly, I'm basically the god controlling this movie that's like well written, amazing to look at or whatever, but then it went to the next level where they're all playing with each other online. This multiplayer experience where they have headphones on like these and they can hear the voices of people on the other side and they can talk to the person and they strategize together and they coordinate, like, you go hide behind that tree and I'm going to run up to the top of this tower and then, we'll count to 3 or something. And then, oh man, it's unbelievable. But, I wonder a lot of things. I wonder about a lot of things, not so much what's going to happen to me. Video games. The playing with people online is like another paradigm shift. It's there's this game I really love, and I think it's going to be a forever game like ping pong, called Rocket League. And it's basically you're playing soccer with cars. And so you're like in a dome or whatever. It's a soccer field, and you drive your car, hit the ball, and like go up ramps and stuff. Maybe I'll play it for you someday on the webcast. I'll make you guys watch me play Rocket League. I suck unless I'm playing somebody worse than me, which limits the field. But it's such a fun game, and you really can feel your own growth with it. And it just seems like a game. It's not temporal. It's not like stuck in time. They have international tournaments now of this Rocket League game with pros from all over the world competing for tons of money. And you can enter that tournament from your home. It's only the final 4 that meet in the flesh. Everybody else plays from home. But I'll tell you what, like, you're playing another human being in this game, and you can send a little quick chat message. There's a lot of quick chats, or you can type in stuff, but there's a lot of quick chats. And that whole, there's something about it, when you have a close game against somebody is actually another human being out there. I would never play against the computer in that game now. It would I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't see why necessarily, unless there was some kind of achievement ladder or something that they could create, but they don't even do that. But just playing a game against AI, it doesn't even have the same appeal as to playing a human being where you can crush them, where you can ruin them, where you can, compliment each other. It's like, oh, nice shot. Really, close games, good sportsmanship. Some people are complete jerks. God, you want to know where trolls came from? They came from Reddit and 4chan and video gamers. Gamers have caused a lot of problems in our world. It's not all peaches and cream. There's a guy the other night that just kept telling me to quit. I was a loser and I sucked. It's like, oh man. And so, of course, I'm sitting there thinking, like, oh, what's the perfect thing to say? I think I several times, like, typed a chat in and then had to delete all of it. And then I was behind in the point, and then he scored again because I had to, I was, oh, no, I can't say that. That's not right. I just wanted to, I was like, I got 5 minutes here to get through to this guy. That it's not okay to be that mean. But I mean, what do I know? Maybe it is. But I did treat myself to this Doom Eternal, and that's what I'm going to do when I log off tonight. So I might be going off air a little bit earlier than I naturally would, because I normally don't have, you know, something that I've never done before calling me from afar, like, oh man, I'm really curious what it's going to be like. I could just take you guys up there and make you watch it. All right, well, it's time to find this leaving song. Sorry for rambling so much. Just opened a beer. It's tasting pretty good. Let's see if there's any requests in here. Oh yeah, Keelan plays some games. What game are you playing at the moment? Oh, it's on the it's hippiefiasco@nathansland.com is the email to send audio files. If it's a really big file, you might have to use WeTransfer, or you just Google send big files and things will pop up there. Oh, there's lots of games I play with my wife aren't violent at all. And I understand the problem with violence, and there's been a couple of games that were too violent for me at first, but then I got used to it. And that's troubling in its own way. It's like, yeah, I can't tell if I'm getting desensitized, you know. But that has definitely happened a few times. There's been some games where I couldn't do it because of the violence, and a lot of times it's how they depict the violence and what the violence is, who the violence is seemingly against. Like, it's always easier to be killing monsters. That's why we always try to paint our enemies as somehow inhuman. Because if you're up against an alien or a monster of some sort, it's way easier. I can tell you that just from my video game experience. But some of the Call of Duties though I've really enjoyed. So there is that. But there's a Little Big Planet was a game that we really liked. We like Cuphead. It was really fun. These are games two people can play together, and husband and wife. I can testify to that. And she always acts like she doesn't really like video games until she finds one that really hooks her in, and she's super good at it. And then she forgets how good she was at that. I'm like, I don't know. You were killing that Cuphead. That's a super hard game. It's like, yeah, but I can't do that. You did it. And there was a fun Tomb Raider. It was a different than the regular 3D Tomb Raider. It was like overhead Guardian something. That was a good dual. Oh, it's Brad Barr in the chat. What up? The Seymour never works for me on the first try. I have to hit it so many times. Wish I was in that basement with you. Well, you sort of are, but I know what you mean. I think feeling your presence in the music that I don't know where I got, and watching your stream today and all this stuff is the reason I opened this beer. I definitely feel like it was your presence. Like, oh, damn it, I just got to have a beer. Glad to be able to hear and be heard by you and by all of you. Thanks for the props, Keelan. That soccer car game is ridiculous. I really sucked at it. Well, you know, I think that was an attitude problem. I really do. I think you would crush that game. You just don't have the right mindset. How often do you see that in life? Sometimes people will frustrate me with that. Not with things they don't want to do, but things they think they want to do. But then they look at it and they're like, oh, I can't. When really, they don't want to do it bad enough. That's what's going on. They don't want to do it bad enough. It's like, I know you. You're smart. Why would you give up right there? I mean, it's really the desire that they don't have enough of, not knowledge or ability to do what they're talking about. They just really don't want to do it bad enough, which is fine. But why, why A, ask for help, or B, be upset on any level? Just know that you actually don't want to do it as bad as you think you do. And that's the problem. So just let it go. Move on. Don't do it. Don't need it. I don't even know why we're having to have this conversation again. All right, leaving song time. I gotta go kill some monsters. Wait, I saw a request up there. What was it again? Sorry I'm not doing a better job keeping up with the chats. It's tough. It's so easy to get so far behind that you don't even know where to begin in terms of catching up. Sugar. What's sugar? Are you thinking of a song with that? Ah. I don't know if that's a leaving song. That's a pretty good song. Let's see. I haven't done that in a while. Rob, eventually I'm going to pull those hands out of the closet and do a special show with those. I was thinking about the puppeteer hands earlier today. All right, how's that song go? I have so many songs in my pockets and in my brain now because of doing this show. It's fun, but now I got a new problem. There's like too many songs. Before I had to pull them out of metaphorical shoe boxes in the back of my brain. Now I got everything out of the shoe boxes and everything out of the big box in the attic, but now my bedroom floor is just covered with... So Sugar on the Shelf. Let me try to remember this here. Oh man, I don't even remember the melody. I don't think. I have the Come Over melody so stuck in my head right now. But here, just a second. All right. All right, wish me luck. I might see you sooner than I'm hoping, but otherwise see you on the other side. Oh, I wouldn't be alone. No, I wouldn't be all by myself if you were someone else. If you were someone else. If you were someone else, I wouldn't need the sugar on the shelf. If you were someone else. Oh, crazy moon above, this isn't me. That wasn't love. But if you were someone else, if If you were someone else, if you were someone else, I wouldn't need the sugar on the shelf. If you were someone else. Oh, I wouldn't be alone. No, I wouldn't be all by myself. If you were someone else, if you were someone else, if you were someone else, I wouldn't need sugar on the shelf. If you were someone else. Nice request. I haven't played that one yet, I don't think. Oh, that's fun to play. That's fun to play. Cheers. Good request. What else do we have in here? Oh, Exploding Pen. I haven't done that one yet on this cast either. Gosh, my room is going to be a mess after this. All right, that's in a shoebox. Hold on. Found the wise old man cross-legged on the tip of the mountain peak. Close, close. I found the wise old man cross-legged on the tip of the mountain peak. I said I've walked 1,000 miles. He said you are what you seek. So I uncrossed my legs, rose from the peak, tossed my eyes to the valley. They rolled through town and found me deep, asleep down a dark alley. By the light of a shining star, by the dark of a dim-lit bar, I'm an exploding pen. I might not make it this way again. Sun and moon, day and night, heaven and hell, wrong and right. For all I know, from all I've seen, there must be two of me. One to rise and one to be ashes, one to fall and one to fly, one that the crumbling sky catches and one to be free by and by. The light of a shining star, by the dark of a dim-lit bar, I'm an exploding pen. I might not make it this way again.
Hey, I found the bingo ball. I see it right there. Ah! How'd you get over there, though? Hey, fellow inmates of this round world, these bodies, these thoughts in our head, save all the reason you'll pray nevermore. Tell me all about it when I'm dead. By the light of a shining star, by the dark of a dim lit bar. I left out a line. I'm sorry. I gotta go back in. I forgot something. I gotta run back in. No, go ahead. Start up the car. I'll be right there. I'll be right there, I promise. You can't make what you've already made. I say when they say I might make it. I steal poems, I borrow shade. If a chance floats by, I take it. Fellow inmates of this round world, these bodies, these thoughts in our head, save all the reasons you'll pray nevermore. Tell me all about it when I'm dead. By the light of a shining star, by the dark of a dim lit bar. I'm an exploding pen. I might not make it this way again.
God, that almost felt like a leaving song. Almost felt like a leaving song. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure, but I did see that Chip Jenkins signed in. And Chip, did you hear the your part that you sent in for the song since we pulled in J. Cobb Anderson's slide guitar part? Because you guys are doing some stuff together in the solo sections that's super sweet. Have you heard that yet? Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm glad I went in for that line. I just can't do it. The professional thing to do would, of course, be, finish the song no one noticed anyways. What they don't know, makes them happy. Oh, Summertime Bank. Goodness. That's a pretty good leaving song, though. It has to be a pretty special night to be able to leave on a sad note, You're dealing with some real magic if that's okay. I try to deal in that magic as often as possible, but at the same time I respect it. It's like the Force. I still do believe that sad songs possess a certain quality a happy song could never come close to touching. A certain, because a sad song to me has a happiness in it, whereas a happy song doesn't necessarily have to have a sadness in it. Maybe happiness is the wrong word in the first case, but still, if it's a good song, I mean, there's nothing worse than a bad, sad song. I mean, that's rock bottom right there. Bad, sad songs. Now, bad, happy songs, not necessarily the case. There's lots of bad, happy songs that are great, especially with the right production. But a bad, sad song will never work no matter how hard you try. But a good, sad song, see, it's good. They took that bad, that sadness, that pain, or that anger, or whatever it was, and made it into something that we would call good. That's a good song. That's a great song, and that transformation is undeniable. And sad songs always have that in them. They are a triumph because they're a great song. I mean, you know what I'm saying. People get that stuff wrong sometimes too, you know. It's not easy. People read Bukowski and just start writing about their bowel movements. No. Guy was a master. You got to come up with your own thing. Wipe your own ass. Oh, wait, did Chip ever say whether or not he heard the part, or did we lose him? We might have lost him. Because if he's still in there, I want him to hear this. I see you in there. You put that little smiley there. But if you're not watching anymore, we did listen to it a couple times not too long ago. But I can't wait for you to hear that. Oh, it's so good. All right, was that the Leaving song? That Exploding Pen? Gosh, I don't know. I guess if I'm wondering, then it can't be. We're still here. Yeah, I mean, I've already. That's part of the idea of a good Leaving song, is that by the end of it, everybody's gone, but in a good way. You know, when my dad and his friend would get together and listen to records when they were kids, that's where I learned about the Leaving song. They had to come up with a Leaving song at the end of each session when one of them had to be home for dinner or something, but they had to end on the right song because it was always such a cool session. The music was amazing coming out, and okay, need a Leaving song. I gotta be home by 5:30. And so they, you know, but if it was too good and you were still there at the end, it didn't work. But at the same time, if it wasn't good enough, you'd be like, no, I can't leave on that, man. It's too good of a day to leave on that. So it's like the porridge that Goldilocks chose. We got to pick the right Leaving song where we can all just sort of strut on out the door knowing we're going to see each other tomorrow and everything's going to be all right in the world. God, I just put way too much pressure on myself to find the right leave. I normally don't hype it up that much. Oh, man. All right. I was still sort of stalling to see if Chip was still in the chat, if he was still listening. I want him to hear that. So cool. Oh my goodness. Everybody Dreams. I don't know if I remember Everybody Dreams. How'd that go? I can't imagine what it must be like for God watching one of his own children starve. And there's nothing he can do, nothing he can do, nothing he can do. We take our blows and go searching for such love. Gone for good, might not be good enough, but still we are true, still we are true, still we are true. And everybody dreams, but everybody can't win the lottery. No, sometimes it seems we just gotta be fine watching through a window pane. The grass we see is greener is often blue. When you're talking in the other guy's shoes, it's best to never know. It's best to never know. It's best to never know. I know it's true. And I'm beating down the boulevard. got a feeling like in my backyard. It's everywhere I go, it's everywhere I go, it's everywhere I go. Everybody dreams, but everybody can't win the lottery. No, sometimes it seems we just gotta be fine, watching through a window pane. What it must be like for God with all the love he's got. And there's nothing he can do, there's nothing he can do, there's nothing he can do. The truest love is right here in my baby's arms. Oh, this life sure has its charms. Just like me and you, just like me and you, just like me and you. Everybody dreams, but everybody can't win the lottery. No, sometimes it seems we just gotta be fine, just watching through a window, watching through a window, watching window, watching through a window pane. All right, I admit I was trying to hit a note I didn't hit. Damn it, it was almost the leaving song. Oh. I played that one a little bit lower than normal. So then when I didn't hit the low note I was really wanting to milk, I decided I'd go up with it, and then I missed that note too. Here you go. Repeat after me and really do it. If you got people asleep in your house, just whisper it. You ready? The other day I saw a bear. God, I wonder if I could just... how long it would take me to put the perfect delay on this channel. All right. The other day, I saw a bear. I saw a bear out in the woods, away out there, away out there. The other day, I saw a bear out in the woods, away out there. He said to me, why don't you run? Why don't you run? I see you ain't got any gun, He said to me, why don't you run? I see you ain't got any gun. And so I ran away from there, but right behind me was that bear, and so I ran away from there, but right behind me was that bear. Oh, up ahead, I saw a tree, a great big tree, oh Lordy me, and up ahead I saw a tree, a great big tree, oh Lordy me. The lowest branch was 10 feet up. I'd have to jump and trust my luck. The lowest branch was 10 feet up. I'd have to jump and trust my luck. And so I jumped into the air, but I missed that branch. are way up there. Oh no! But don't you fret, don't you frown, no, 'cause I caught that branch on the way back down. Man, don't you fret and don't you frown, 'cause I caught that branch on the way back down. I love you all very much. Thanks for listening. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Keep it up. Keep it up. What else is there to say? See you soon.